Welcome to this Light and Life Bible Ministries message. Our aim is to help you have a clear understanding of the Bible. In our previous message, we began to look at the first of several visions in the book of Revelation. It began with John, who was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, hearing a voice behind him like a trumpet saying, "Write what you see in a book and send it to the 7 churches." In continuing, we'll be reading chapter 1, verses 12 to the start of 14. From the English Standard Version. Then I turned to see the voice that was speaking to me, and on turning I saw 7 golden lampstands, and in the midst of the lampstands one like a son of man, clothed with a long robe, and with a golden sash around his chest. The hairs of his head were white, like white wool, like snow. John turned to see this voice of authority and describes what he saw. Keep in mind that we are dealing with imagery depicting a deeper meaning. He first describes seeing 7 golden lampstands, which are explained by Jesus, just a few verses later, as the 7 churches. The book often explains the imagery for us. However, where it doesn't, the other scriptures are generally the source to understanding much of the imagery. Being golden lampstands, each church is shown to be of high value and radiant in beauty, like royalty. And each church, being a lampstand, is individually a source of light, which is in keeping with Jesus' words, "You are the light of the world." Of note is that a lampstand requires that someone light it. It isn't innately a source of light. We are only the light because Jesus lights us. The 7 lampstands are also joined together, depicting the unity of the entire church. This is in keeping with the truth that all who are born again are united into one body, regardless of location, doctrinal divisions, or denominations. Also, clearly the unity of the 7 lampstands offers so much more light. We should therefore harness this unity that we have in Christ by working together. John then said that he saw, in the midst of the 7 lampstands, one like a son of man. This description takes precedent, and as the description unfolds, it becomes more and more apparent that this is Jesus. The term, Son of Man, was used by the prophet Daniel to describe Jesus in a vision some 600 years before his incarnation. The term is also used to describe Jesus by 3 of the gospel writers. Being in the midst of them depicts Jesus' association with each church. He is the head of each church individually and of all 7 churches corporately. In other words, the entire church. Also, being depicted alongside them rather than above, portrays his familial connection as a brother to each and every church member. He is clothed with a long robe and a golden sash around his chest. The long robe represents his high priestly office, as well as his royalty and the opulence of his kingdom. This golden sash is a priestly sash, but of the highest honor and royal. It was bestowed on him as the perfect high priest, whose perfect life became the perfect offering. He is the perfect king-priest. The hairs of his head were white, like white wool, like snow. This is how God is described in the vision that Daniel had of the Son of Man. In Revelation, however, it's the Son of Man that is depicted like this. It's another sign to the exact likeness of the Father and the Son. If you have seen the one, you have seen the other. Proverbs says that gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. Proverbs also depicts wisdom associated with an elder. Gray hair explains Jesus as the righteous one who has always existed. The brightness of the hair may also be depicting the Lord's glory, as at the Transfiguration, only now permanently unveiled.